quick demo of a commanding framework that I've been thinking about. In this case, I have a list component. You can think of it like a list app, and I'm going to manipulate it, as in I'm going to add items to lists and remove item to lists without messing with the UX. I'm just going to say what I want done, and then I'm going to use GPT and AI to figure out what are the appropriate commands that need to be sent to the component, and the component is going to handle those commands. So let's try it out. So let's start off simple, and we'll just say we need bread. So in this case, it's going to figure out that groceries list needs to be modified, bread needs to be added to it. It's pretty simple. Let's try a more complex phrase here. So we're going to say we need eggs and beans. And what else do we get in a grocery store? Cereal. We need eggs, beans, and cereal. So let's see. So in this case, it should figure out that 3 commands need to be executed. One to add eggs, the another to add beans, and the third one to add cereal. Did that just fine. I can remove items from lists as well. So I'm gonna say, we don't need eggs anymore. So in this case, it should figure out that the remove command needs to be sent to the component, and it needs to be asked to remove eggs from the groceries list. Did that. So just to show you that it's real, I'm going to ask it something different now. So I'm going to say we need, let's say, a saw and a hammer. Okay. So not something you typically get in a grocery store. So it's going to create a tools list and going to add saw and hammer in there. It still does the other stuff that I've shown previously, as in you can use AI to enhance your list. For that, the demo I'm going to do is, let's say, trying to buy an electric car. So I'm considering Tesla Model Y and Ford Mach E, right? Let's see. So what does it figure out in this case? Cars list, great. So it's added these to the cars list, but I'm trying to decide which car to buy. So let's see if it can help me with that. So it still has the old the functionality I've shown earlier. So by clicking here, it's again querying GPT to figure out the other cars, other items that could be relevant to this list. And it suggested BMW i3, Nissan Leaf, Toyota Prius Prime, and so on. So all of this functionality I've shown before, and it still works. But anyway, the main thing I'm trying to show here is that now there's this command box where you can type stuff, and then I have wired things up so that it's able to figure out which command to execute and executes the command. So let's look at the code real quick. So the way it's wired up is that I have set this up so that the parent component, which is the app, is informing the child component about the command handler and the commanding context. And the idea is that in the list app itself, in commanding context is where I provide, the list app provides its prompt, where it's informing GPT how to take a user's utterance and convert that into commands, right? So some basic information here. You're an agent controlling an AI, an app, and then you're given a list of you're given an objective and a list of commands. Then we describe all the commands that are supported, and then we give some examples of how those commands might be used to fulfill a user's objective. Okay, and then over here we are specifying the handlers. So we are saying that when add item to list is called, then you should execute this JavaScript code. And then when a remove item is called, you should execute this JavaScript code. And then when the say command is called, you should just send an alert. And then I have this little command handler framework right now, which is processing the response from GPT and then calling the appropriate commands. And then as a result of that, the command handler is executed and the list is manipulated. I think this could be a really powerful way to have a common way to interact with a bunch of different apps, as long as we can have some sort of framework where the apps can wire up handlers to various commands and give us context on how context with some examples of how those commands might be used. Thanks for watching.